Hey guys, Peter Von Panda here. Hey, I bought myself a Crumby mini vacuum, and you may have seen this sucker on TV because it says as seen on TV. I have not seen it on TV though. I was at Walgreens surfing the clearance aisle, and I saw this little bad boy, and I thought this was interesting. Not only because Crumby looks cute, actually it looks like he's got a little bit of attitude here, but it's an interesting concept because Crumby actually does seem to address a need I have. So when I'm eating snacks or fixing myself a little food, I often can drop crumbs on my countertop. And in fact, my countertop has a lot of stone components. Look at that. They even put like a crumb bottom in it. It's just printed crumbs, but that's kind of cool. And it comes just like this. And so I can drop crumbs, and what kills me is then you're grabbing like a wet paper towel and trying to clean it up, and then you push some into the grout or something. It's kind of annoying. Or it's not a big enough deal to go and actually get my Black & Decker handheld vacuum, which is in another room, and do it. So I thought this was interesting because you could have it out. It might actually be better, in my case, to be honest, if it didn't look kind of so childish and goofy. If it were kind of like artsy and modern, like a stainless steel or polished or something like that, so you could actually keep in your kitchen. It looks like kind of a kitchen appliance. This way it's got to kind of stay in the drawer because it's goofy. So I'm not actually entirely sure how this sucker works. Obviously, there's a place that requires a battery. But what it does look like is, first of all, it's kind of like mouse shaped. It's actually like bigger than a mouse, like a computer mouse, but it's pretty big. There's obviously some vents here. So what I think is, as you're using it, it's sucking up through this hole. You know, the vortex is creating, sucking up through there and exhausting out the sides because it's got to do something to create that airflow. So my guess is sucks up here, exhausts out the sides. There are some brushes, really short, kind of hard bristle brushes right here. They're kind of like shortened toothbrush bristles, and they kind of help you stir up like the dust and the crumbs there. Now the key is, how do I get batteries in here? And my assumption is this thing has to open up. So let's try it. So this little tab right here, it says push on the front. Push that in, and then the thing kind of clam shells open. And you can see there you have your little blower motor. It's you can see it there. So now looks like you pick this up. Oh, cool. Here is a screen. So as it's sucking stuff up and flinging it out, it's going to be caught inside this housing. It'll eventually clog up this screen, but this is where you'll take the screen out and dump everything out, supposedly. So that is cool. On and off switches right here on the side. And so that is how you empty it out. And then I finally see here, really small, there's a tab here that says close and open. So it looks like you twist this top part. There it goes. And boom, there's the motor. And it runs on 2 AA batteries. So let's put a couple AA batteries in there. I've got the batteries in there. You do have to press them in. It's like a pretty standard little motor. Those are kind of the motors I used when I had little toy electric cars. And then you put the cap back on, line it up with open, and then twist it to lock it back in place. You don't have to remove any of this, obviously, but got to put it all back together here to try it. Insert the back here and then close that up. Now, the power switch is on the opposite side, off and on. Makes some noise, but it's not super loud. But you can see, and what might be a little hard to see, is that I can feel the air being thrown out the side. It's not super violent, but there is a little suction here. So why don't we try it on something? Let's go make a mess. So I do want to do a controlled mess here. So I have some salt, and I thought I would throw some salt down here, get it in the on the stone and into the grout area, which is a little lower. And we'll try our bumblebee vacuum here. Turn it on, and it's sucking. Let's see if we can pick this stuff up. Wow. I'm actually pretty impressed. You can actually hear the salt in there being spun around still. And I will say this though. One of the issues with it. If you're talking about light dust or powder, or in this case salt, because the air is being flung out the sides, if it's really light, it kind of pushes what you have around out as well. Just the airflow that's coming out of the sides. So, from a design standpoint, it would probably be better if the air were being vented up from the top. I get that your hand might block it, but maybe there should be like a little vent up the top so you don't have airflow coming out the sides. Now, it did a reasonably good job of picking up the salt. I can still feel a little bit there, but it was much quicker than going out for something. You could keep it in a drawer or by your in your kitchen or living room or dining room, whatever. Now, I'm going to open it up here just to kind of take a peek at what we've got here, and let's see. And there's the salt. It's in my little vacuum, so it's kind of like a little handheld Roomba. Anyway, it does work. If you have a lot of crumbs and debris that falls in your living or eating area, you might want one of these for your kitchen. Peter from Panda, out.